welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Meara here. You there? That's why I do this show, because you're there. I do entertain you, educate you a little bit, inform you. That's what I do the show for. Don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen. Love us here, like us there, follow us here. Follow us on live stream, all our streaming channels. Jersey City has terminated the agreement with Liberty Humane Society down by the Liberty Science Center. I got a long history with this shelter. This was all happening after I already kind of wrote this show, so I'll probably follow up on Liberty Humane later in the week. Also, there was a horrible accident on Patterson Plank Road I want to get involved with a story. But Liberty Humane, the city pulled their agreement effective the 31st of December. January the 1st, the city is going to be running a shelter. Where it is, I don't know if it's going to be in the same location. I fully support what the city's doing with Liberty Humane. As Sheldon Cooper would say, they got too big for their britches. It was never, my mother-in-law was looking for a cat before we adopted Max. Max just passed on about 6-7 months ago, 16 years old, 16 and a half. We went down there to adopt a cat. It was not enjoyable to be there. I didn't like being there. I didn't like dealing with the people. I didn't like the procedures. There was nothing I enjoyed about going to Liberty Humane. So we managed to adopt Max at PetSmart in Secaucus. Funny thing is, we should have adopted Max a month before. We looked at the cats, and Mom wasn't ready. No, I don't think Mom was with us. I think my daughter and Gino and I were there. And I said, we should just take this cat. And now we got to bring Nanny. So we brought Nanny back about a month later. Fortunately, Max was there, and we adopted Max. I was with that shelter when it was the Assisi Center with Tommy Hart, the old councilman from Ward Day. I covered back in my avenging days as a radio reporter. I was there when the city was trying to have a secret shelter there with Joe Franks and Betty Outlaw and Glenn D. Cunningham. I really got to have more time to tell the story. But everything, the Liberty Humane Society, I think in the last 5 years or so, their attitude changed. Yeah, as Sheldon Cooper would say, they were too big for their britches. And they just didn't make adopting enjoyable. I just didn't like anything about dealing with them. It was a night and day difference from dealing with the Liberty Humane Society in Jersey City and the shelter group at PetSmart in Secaucus. Night and day difference. So I support it. And Stacey Flanagan, who will be now under the Health and Human Services Department, Stacey Flanagan will now be our door catcher. So good luck with that. Hopefully they find another operator besides the city running it. All right, we're going to break for commercial. My topics today is Mayor Fulop goes national with a federal weed appeal to the federal courts. High school students take action at the Jersey City Board of Education meeting. And Portside rent control ruling. You're watching the City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
We're back, City Show. Pat O'Meara here. You there? By the way, Liberty Humane Society, They're waiving the fees on some of the larger dogs and I think the adult cats. So if you're looking to get a pet, go down there. I'm sure their attitude has changed since the last time I've been there. Fulop goes national. Yes, Mayor Fulop was everywhere in the news last week. Mayor Fulop has appealed the decision by the New Jersey courts to the federal courts concerning the use of cannabis, marijuana, weed, and Jersey City police. Mayor Fulop doesn't believe that Jersey City police should be smoking pot, whether it's a day before or a week before or 3 weeks before they're on duty. And his main concern is liability to the city of Jersey City. If something goes sideways, there's a shooting, whatever interaction the police may have with the public, the city could be liable. And if it turns out that the officer involved whatever situation that goes sideways has weed in the system, the city could be on the hook for a lot of money. Now, I understand Mayor Fulop's concerns here for the city of Jersey City because after the deductible, we pay, I forget what it is now. I think we maybe in negligence. I don't know how that works with the weed in the system. But I think the city's responsible for the first $5 million of every lawsuit, and then the insurance policy kicks in. So it affects your tax dollar when the city is held liable. So the mayor was appealing this to the federal courts, and cannabis, marijuana, weed, is still a controlled substance. A controlled substance one, is it? Schedule 1 controlled substance, I believe it's called. On a federal level, it's still illegal. So I think Mayor Fulop will be successful on the federal level. In the United States, of all the states that have legalized recreational use of weed, only Jersey doesn't have a carve-out for police. The other ones, according to Mayor Fulop, I didn't research it, I'll take his word for it, have carve-outs. Only New Jersey doesn't have a carve-out. And, I'm going to tell you, if you look at how we rolled out the whole cannabis project with legalizing it, it was all ass backwards. We did everything ass backwards. So I can appreciate Fulop's concern that the state didn't have the foresight to have some carve-outs in here. Like I said, on a federal level, it's still illegal. I'm surprised the legal cannabis in New Jersey, they got bank accounts because on a federal level, it's still illegal. I believe the mayor will be successful because it's a controlled substance on the federal level, because the cops carry firearms. I believe the fire department should also be. I believe he's looking to put also fire department in there. And, on a federal level with weed, CDL drivers, tractor-trailer drivers, straight, anybody with CDL, you can't have weed in your system. And it's, there's so many lines of work where you would rather this person didn't have weed in their system. Yeah, school bus driver. You want a school bus driver smoking weed an hour before they're driving your kids? Of course not. Do you want your doctor doing a doobie before he operates on you? No. So there should be some carve-outs. The concern when you start doing carve-outs, it almost becomes endless, the carve-outs. Yeah, you're going to have, anybody operating a vehicle, that carve-out has to be there. If you have firearm, you're carrying a gun, you shouldn't have weed in your system. I have to go, son of a Jersey City firefighter. Medical marijuana, again, you're not supposed to be getting high on that. I can go with that, but recreational weed, if you're a fireman, no, I don't think you should be smoking that. And people will say, well, they can drink. Yeah, but the booze doesn't stay in your system for weeks, and there's that liability factor. And again, the concern, if a fireman shows up to work drunk from hitting a bar before he goes in, you'll know, and you can test for that. We can't do that with the weed. So I understand what Mayor Fulop is saying. And I firmly believe he'll be successful in the courts. I'm not a lawyer. I believe what's going to happen, the federal courts are going to send this back to the state. And they're going to tell the state, you got to make some adjustments here. Yeah, you had really no foresight into what you wanted this cannabis bill to look like. So, yeah, you should have some carve-outs in there. And I know that JCPD, the members are going to be upset about that, and some won't be upset about it. There's probably not a bigger promoter of the Jersey City Police than me, and of course the JC Fire Department. But there is that liability that we have to be concerned with the city. You need to be sure that your cops are as straight as they can be when they're out there working, protecting you. That's our first line of defense here in Jersey City, and same thing with our fire department. And I'm sure when we do these carve-outs, we're going to put school bus drivers in there, cab drivers, Uber drivers, anybody that's transporting. You don't want your daycare workers doing hits in the closet as they're watching your kids. So there has to be some carve-out. So I'm agreeing there wholeheartedly with Mayor Fulop. The only thing that gets concerned is, like I said, when we start doing these carve-outs, it could almost become endless. It's like the concealed carry ordinances we had in New Jersey, where they were exempting everything. You couldn't go to a movie theater, you couldn't go to a bar, you couldn't go to Target. You could sit on your porch with your gun in your pocket, but you couldn't go anywhere else. It's got to be a limited amount of carve-outs, but I think it does start with law enforcement here in New Jersey. And that's like I said, I can see the feds sending us back to the state, to the Senate and the Assembly saying, work something out. But in the back of my mind is Jersey City never wins in the courts. We don't win anything in the courts. Used to be a saying, you can't beat City Hall. Jersey City, you can. You can beat it every time. But I think Mayor Fulop will be successful, and I think he's right that he's got to be concerned about the liability for the city of Jersey City. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. We just did some weed. Now we're going to talk about another thing here. Jersey City Board of Education had a meeting last week where Jersey City high school students went before the Board of Education trustees, Board of Education meeting, where the Jersey City high school students pointed out the problems in Jersey City high schools, which they said there were 8. I didn't know we had 8 of them. I know the main 4, but then there's the charter high schools. I don't know them all. Like when we were kids, we knew all the high schools. The deficiencies that these students brought to the attention of the trustees, which is kind of amazing to me that we need high school students to bring deficiencies in the schools to the trustees. You would think they would know about this. Plus $billion budget, think we'd know. Think they would know. For that matter, you wonder why we have these deficiencies with a plus $1 billion school budget. You seen your taxes? You get your tax bill? A little hefty, isn't it? The deficiencies the kids were bringing to the attention of the trustees, anywhere from roaches to rats, mold, leaking and non-working toilets, broken desk, lights that don't work, peeling paint, an arts this one kind of hits home here, an arts program with a severe lack of funding. And I've seen this program in action at the landmark Lowe's Theater. The Friends of the Lowe's would always have their exhibits there where the kids could put on display their art creations. It's a shame that the arts program can't put on plays anymore. They can't do anything anymore because they're so limited funding-wise. Remember, we're limited funding-wise with over $1 billion budget, and we're limited funding-wise for the arts program. We're $1 billion budget, and the bowls don't flush. And if they do, they leak. There's peeling paint in the school system that has $1 billion budget. You just seen your tax bill. I think it was like a 7% increase. That's school taxes. You know, the Fulop covered them last year. He couldn't cover them this year. there was only so much COVID money left. Actually, it's amazing how much money the feds have. You see how much money we're spending in Ukraine and Israel. We just have a few billion over every side in the Middle East is getting billions from us. And, we got seniors that are having issues, and we're giving billions of dollars away. But that's a whole other story. I try to stay out of the national stuff. I'm a local guy. All these deficiencies, from rats to leaky toilets to mold to desks broken to peeling paint, how the F is this possible with $1 billion budget? And the trustees, some of these guys I know, too. I've known some of these guys for years. And they're like, we're going to sit down and have meetings with the custodial staff and the maintenance staff and address this problem. Again, how do you not know this? Are you not in the schools? Are you not aware of what goes on in the schools? Jersey City's a big city, but we have so much personnel in the school, they should be on top of this. It's not the hardest friggin' thing to do to have somebody go into the bathroom and check the bowls. You got friggin' eyes in your head. Do you see the paint peeling? Do you see the friggin' rat run across? And we're not dealing with it. We need high school students to go to the Board of Education meeting to bring these problems to them. Get attention to them, because the system that has an over $1 billion budget that is choking the residents of Jersey City, from property taxes to rents, because it's all reflected in your school budget. You're paying it over $1 billion, and we can't get friggin' bowls to flush. There's an effing problem here. There was an actual absence of management here. And it starts with the superintendent. Again, with $1 billion, we should, these schools should be pristine. Think about that, $1 billion. Each one of these schools that we have are costing somewhere around $30 to $40 million a year. Think about that. You're looking at a grammar. I forget, it was PS 23, the grammar school I went to. I think at the cost of a student, PS 23 on Broadway and Van Wagner cost $54 million a year. Think about that. That should be a state-of-the-art school. Everything should be on Alexa. When it should open, this thing should be, as state-of-the-art as you can get. But here, we're hearing these problems. How hard is this? Before I got into television and radio and politics and government, I used to do maintenance and repair. It's not hard to go check a friggin' toilet. It's your job to make sure these things work. We're paying you good money. We got the superintendent of schools, right? They probably make $300,000 a year, not counting the deputy superintendents and deputies and assistants. And it's peeling paint with an operation that has a budget of over $1 billion. It's a problem here. When does the city step in? Mayor Fulop, when do you step in? We have mold, we have non-function, we have health problems in these schools now. It's not even a matter of misspent money. Now they're so misspent, there's a health issue. Now it's time for Fulop to say, screw it, I'm stepping in. It's got to be, you can't risk the kids' health going to school. $1 billion plus budget, Fulop has to get in and say, this stops now. The schools cannot affect the health of these children. I say it's up to Fulop now. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital, with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back, City Show. Pretty good. First segment, patting Fulop on the back. Second segment, kick him in the butt. But Fulop's got to step in. Mayor Fulop, you can't take any more excuses here. You've got to step in. It's for the safety of the kids now. Mold, peeling paint, bowls that don't work. What do you want? The kid's going to slip on a leak of water in the bathroom, break his kid's back. We let the kid get sick from the mold. Fulop, Mayor, you got to step in now. All right. As you know, I'm a big private sector person. I believe private sector will run anything better than government does. We've gone through this with New Jersey Transit, for that matter. Mayor Fulop, again, is making statewide attention with his corporate business tax. He wants to dedicate that to New Jersey Transit. That's for another show. Like I said, I already have my notes. Portside. 2 big buildings in Jersey City. The Jersey City Rent Leveling Board just ruled that Portside, both of their towers, are subject to rent control because they didn't file the paperwork to be exempt. And at the end, I got to make sure I read this one comment from Ray Simone. They didn't file the paperwork. And when they, as I understand it, once they realized that they could have a problem, they could be under rent control, they filed the paperwork. But day late, dollar short on that. Now, again, I'm a private sector guy. I don't understand how government can set the rents on any private sector building absent of tax breaks or abatements. Once you go to the city and say, we like an abatement or we want you to do some bonding for us because we can't get the bond, different deal. Once you involve local government or even state government in financing your project, then you got to listen. If you built these without any assistance from the state or local government or Fed government even, I don't know how your property, your private property, could be subject to rent control. But there's smarter people than me there. But I just don't understand whether it's the rent on an apartment or the price you're going to sell a car for or a hamburger or a shirt or whatever the case is. Unless you have some tax dollars involved, I don't understand how government can dictate the pricing. But obviously you can. Now, the reality is government is probably what's causing these rent increases. I think the local rent leveling board allows 4% rent increases each year. Now, I ask you, think of the last year. Think of what more than 4% the last year. Just look at your tax bill. You can see what happened there. Look at your insurance. Look at the fuel. Even the fuel's been coming down the last couple of weeks. Look at your grocery bills. Everything. Your oil bill, your heating bills, your gas and electric bills. Everything has gone up. That, man, I think they've just, the utility board just approved some increases for gas and electric. I can appreciate the landlord saying a 4% ain't doing it. And again, private sector should be able to set their own price, free market. We can cry all we want about the cost of rent, because people from New York are just dying to get over here. I mean, they can't wait to get to Jersey City. What we consider high rent, they consider a bargain when they come over. And we keep building more housing to attract people. I said, there was last week we were talking about this, where Brooklyn and Manhattan are all coming here. You know, we're building these towers all over the place. There's no schools attached, but we're building more towers, and then we have to figure out what to do with the kids from these people who escaped New York. We can cry all we want about affordable housing, but the city isn't affordable, and it can't be affordable when we're talking about the $1 billion budget for the schools. I think Jersey City, I think they're at $780 million for their budget right now, and whatever the county is probably around $600 million a year. We can't, but right now, let's stick with the city. You do pay the county taxes, but let's look at the school and the city. You're just a bit off of $2 billion a year. You can't be affordable in Jersey City when we have a budget alone. Just the cost of the city is $2 billion a year. And that's not, and that affects everything from the rents of the businesses to the price of a sandwich at the deli. Everything starts with the price of municipal costs, your tax bill. So we want to have affordable housing. As I said many a times, it starts with the feds, the state, the county, and the municipality to build affordable housing. We did this for years and years. And now we're shying away from that. I got a problem. Why can high earners live in high rises, but middle and low income can't live in high rises? I don't get that. When my mother passed away, I lived in Curry Woods. We left Dogpatch, and a very short time later, Mom passed away, and back to Dogpatch. We lived at Merritt Street, up in the Greenville section there. It gave me the name of the building, where there's only one building left on Heckman Drive now. But we lived there. It was a beautiful building. Now they're all gone. It's all townhouses. We want affordable housing. We've got to get the city affordable. We have to look at all these expenses, and creating affordable housing by dealing with the devil, and that being builders and developers. You give us 10% affordable and we'll give you more density. That's not the answer. The answer is the state, the feds, and all have to get involved with developing affordable housing. One other thing, any piece of housing that's built in Jersey City has to have a school space attached to it. Whatever space we're building residential, there has to be a school space attached to it. So when those kids who are going to live in these residential units have to go to school, we have space for them. All right, I want to read this. One question after the rent leveling board, and then we'll end the show. If you endeavor to undermine the economic interests of the town and the building owner by capitalizing on the absence of a filing of a form, that's an evil moment, said Simoncino, because you know in your heart the building deserves to be exempt. It's not an evil moment when the building's operators neglected to file the proper paperwork. That's not an evil moment. That's just absence of management. All right, we're done for the day. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.